just to make it very clear, in this part we are actually going to make the category.php file and delete post.php. So category.php first. We want to display data based on the category. So we're going to get posts null. We do not need post ID. What we need instead is a category ID, which is specified in the URL. So we need to edit get posts, and we essentially do the same thing as with the post ID. So if is set get ID equals int get ID, and query dot equals where get ID equals get ID. It may be slightly better to use categories.id here, but get ID is just fine. And now we need to display all those posts, and that's exactly the same as in index.php. So I'm going to be lazy here, and I'm going to copy this entire thing, paste it in here. Now it would probably be even better to create a function to do this for us, because we are now doing the exact same thing twice, which is a bad programming practice. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to do it like this to keep the focus on MySQL a bit. When we display this now, this is something you do not need to see. That was a topic in which we discussed the code that I wrote for the blog thing here. Pretty useful. In that topic is actually where I got pointed out to this little technique. Anyway, let's try to stay on topic a bit. When we go to, say, the uncategorized category, which has an ID of 1. Oh, category, that's comma PHP. Obviously not what we want, so let's get into index.php, and there's the culprit .php. Of course we need to do the same thing in category.php. Refresh this, and now do it again, and there we have it. Everything for the uncategorized category. Then we go to PHP, for example, and we only get this one. Now I'm going to add another category, test, and then return to index, and I'm going to add a post to it. And it's just a post, and I'll add it to test. There we have it. And now I'm going to delete a category. I'm going to delete test. Now when I go back to the index, we see that we do not get the test post at all, even though it is there in get ID number 6. So, and we see it's gone here too. And we see that this does not actually seem to work. Now, as I said, this is probably a great challenge for you to do. This was just something I put in theory, didn't even test it to be honest, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And yeah, think of me as a jerk if you want, but try this yourself. It will be some good training for you. Alright, so we have a few more things to do, which is delete post and edit post. So we're almost done. Let's go to delete post, and this is essentially the same thing as delete category. So I'm just going to copy that code and paste it in. Remember though that this of course needs to be posts, and we do not want to redirect to the category list. What we want to link to instead is just the index. And there's nothing more to it. Once again, we do almost the same thing twice, but again, for the sake of simplicity, I'll just do this. So I'm going to add another test post, test. There we have it. We also see it on the index. Now I delete it, and it's gone. Let's see now, can we do edit post.php? I suppose we could. What I'm going to do instead, I'm going to check if everything works the way it's supposed to work. I think add category didn't really work. No, it redirects back to add category.php. So I'm going to change that. Oh right, it does. Now that's interesting. It doesn't even redirect at all. So we do header, location, and I'll do add post.php. And then we kill the script. So now when we add another one, say XML, and there we have all of them. And everything else worked just fine. So in the next part, I'm going to start and hopefully also immediately finish the edit post.php file. And when we have that done, we have finished our blog, ugly as it may be. So join me in the next part.